Hello, everybody. It's the Saints man, small van driver on the CX. It's Tuesday, the 3rd of January. Is it too late to say it? Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you had a good Christmas and New Year. Some of you probably know I had the bug before Christmas and I've had it all over Christmas. Still probably got it a bit now. On the road to recovery, hopefully, but Christmas was a complete washout for me and my missus. She had a really bad case. She had it before, about 2 years ago. It's February, a couple of years ago. She had pneumonia and she had to go in hospital. Luckily, we got it sorted and she was okay. And she got pneumonia again. She got it on Thursday before Christmas. I packed up work on Wednesday before Christmas, and because I felt rough, and she felt rough on Tuesday, and it developed into pneumonia. Luckily, we caught it earlier than what we did the first time. We realised what was happening, and full credit to the doctors because there was no room at hospital to go in hospital. That wasn't going to happen on Christmas Eve, sort of couple of days before Christmas, and we managed to get a lot of drugs. And yeah, we've pretty much washed out. And I weren't a lot of use anyway. I couldn't really do a lot. Sorry about the lighting in here. It's like, what is it? 20 to 7 at night. We don't have a lot of lights on. She's actually gone out. This is my wife's only second time she's actually been out. We didn't see the grandkids. We didn't see the kids over Christmas or New Year. We did go around to neighbours at New Year's Eve just to be sort of sociable. But yeah, the lurgy's around. A lot of the YouTubers got it. But hey, feel a bit better. Feel better. I went to work today. This video is about sort of strategy, what to do around sort of Christmas, New Year with the CX feed. I've just paid my subscription. It was due on the 14th. So I paid that for another year. And last year I worked, I've got my diary. When you're feeling ill, you can sit and do things like invoices and stuff and chase things up. Although I've not got many people owe me money. In fact, I've only got two at the moment and they're both paying up. It's just a communications problem. But last year, 2022, I aimed to do 44 weeks a year. That's the aim. 5 day week, so it works out 220 days. Last year I worked 210 days. So I was 2 weeks short. I only worked 42 weeks last year. And the money I took gross was over 50k, just over 50. I ain't worked it out. It's over 50k. It's not much over 50k, but it's over 50k gross for 42 weeks a year. 42 weeks work, 210 days. So is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. You take away all the petrol, the fuel, the insurances, the van maintenance, the VAT. What it is. What it is. But it suits me. It works for me. But January, I've been doing this now. This is my third January I've coming up to, and January is quiet. February is quite quiet. Last year I did quite a bit of work for a mate called Chris, so January weren't too bad for me, but I had stacks and stacks of dead miles because I was ending up in Bristol, Exeter, Southampton, Cardiff, and it's too cold and there ain't enough money in it to hotel it, so I was driving back empty, so I was getting a lot of dead miles. But I was getting good gross money, day rate money sort of thing. But first year, what I did and what I'm doing now is I'm doing locals and only locals. I don't feel brilliant still. I'm still not feeling 100%, but I am doing stuff that's pretty much localish. One minute. Yeah, stuff that's pretty much local to my area. I'm very fortunate. Northampton is a really good area, normally. And you normally can get a job. I mean, today was the first day back. Bank holiday yesterday. Didn't work yesterday. I don't work Christmas anyway, and I couldn't have worked this Christmas. I hadn't got no energy. Um, it's great having sort of 12 days off, but spending 8 days in bed, I'm feeling pretty poorly. And then sort of last 3 or 4 days has been a little bit better and improving. Um, so I will stay local. I stayed local before Christmas. I did go sort of 80, 100 miles. If I'd got a 9 o'clock delivery, the next day and it was in Bristol, Southampton, Cardiff, I would do it knowing I'd got a really good chance, especially before Christmas when there's loads of work, of getting back. But in January, everything's going to be local to me. Today, from example, the job was booked in, this job, between Christmas and New Year. I got a phone call from a shipper and it was pick up at 8 o'clock this morning, and I was feeling okay. I thought I'm bound to be fine by today. And I said to him, I says, yeah, I'll be fine. And it was just Northampton to a residential address in Bedford, just outside Bedford. It was 20 odd miles. I think it was 27 miles, and got really good money for it. And I thought, yep, that's local, and I'll try and get something else. If I do get something else, fair enough. If I don't, I'm just come home. And I waited in Bedford for a good bit, at Morrison's, and there was jobs going. There was a job to Liverpool. This was at about 10 o'clock. But by the time I was going to go and pick it up, it was about 15, 20 mile drive further away, and I'd got 170 miles. So I was going to be in Liverpool at up as 2, 3 o'clock. Absolutely pointless if you can't get a job back to Northampton, or you're risking a job when there ain't a lot of work about. So I don't even look at that. There was a job to Plymouth. Now, I would have took that job in spring, summer, autumn. I'd have tramped down there and I'd have hopefully got something back the next day. But pointless. So I sat and waited, and I did get a job. It was a small job. Again, well paid. It was nearly 150, 160 a mile going from Bedford. Half a mile from where I was, believe it or not. And it was going to St Ives. I always get them mixed up, St Ives. So again, I was just on 35 miles, 37 miles from home it was on the sat nav when I got to St Ives. Again, only 2 small jobs, but I wasn't far from home. And again, a couple of jobs popped up. Nothing that rocked my boat, because I was going to London. One was going to Kent, which I could have done. And if I'd have been tramping, or earned plenty of money, I could have stuck. But no. So stay local. So I wasn't going to get nothing. So I drove back, and I was home. 1:45, I was home. I left my house at 8 o'clock this morning. Well, 10 to 8 this morning, and I was home at 1:45. And that's how it'll be. I've got good pence per mile still, even driving home the 35 mile home. And I picked a job up in the morning, which is from Daventry to Atherstone, which is Coventry area. Again, I'm staying local. And in Coventry, I'll be looking for a job to Birmingham, to Leicester, even Coventry to Rugby, to anywhere. Just hop, hop, hop. If I can get one to Milton Keynes, or get one to Luton, even better, because it's more miles, but it's still within my radius. That's what I do. And again, it's no good. It's great doing a job long distance. Don't get me wrong. I love long distance driving. But if you're going to get a job to the arse of nowhere, and it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and you ain't tramping because it's too bloody cold, it's not very nice, and you're going to drive home. You could drive 160, 170 miles home, 4 hours with nothing. So that's my strategy right through January. That's going to be, unless something really big comes up where it's a good payer and I can get a hotel. And it would have to be a good payer to do that. And that's what it'll be until the work picks up. And the work, I don't think, will pick up this week. I think it will start getting a bit busier next week. I know a lot of guys not even bothering, but I'm doing local stuff, and I'm in an area where there is work. But today on the CX at, let me get this right, it was about 12:15. There was 102 jobs for up to small van size. That's motorcycle to small. 102 jobs nationwide, all over the country. And in my area, there was 2, and they're both going nowhere I wanted to go. So that tells you a lot. Before Christmas, there was 300, 340, and it just kept staying at 300 for a long while. You were getting jobs. Even in remote areas, there was a good chance of getting a job. So that's my philosophy. Just thought I'd share that with you. I say, get January out of the way. I've got the van booked in for a big service on January the 16th on a Monday. Darren's having it all day. It seems to be running fine. Touch wood again. This year I'm definitely changing the van. Its MOT is due the end of February, the 28th of Feb. And when that MOT's, if it gets it through the MOT, we're going to have a little look then and see about getting something different. But that's the strategy this year for the first month, maybe even into February. Might alter in February, might be more work, might take a chance, go further distance. But like today, there was a job to Blackpool today. Here's an example. This was I just picked the job up from Bedford at about 11 o'clock. And there's a job to Blackpool from Milton Keynes, which normally I'd look at and think, yeah, you're going to get to Blackpool, you ain't get anything out of Blackpool. You do well to get anything at Blackpool in the summer and in the good times. But at least if you've got the money in, you can stay up there and tramp and then get something the next day, hopefully. But this time of year, you could be there forever. So I hope that helps. Got over 550 odd subscribers, which I find amazing. I hope you had a better Christmas than New Year and me. You couldn't have had much worse. But say, we're on the mend. Hopefully, we're going to smash it again this year. I've got some holidays booked. I always try and have it. Holidays to me. Now, another good thing. If I did this and thought about it more, I'd have January. I'd have most of January off. I'd go on holiday somewhere. I don't want to go on holiday in January, particularly. But if it's somewhere hot, I'd go for 2 or 3 weeks and then work all the way through. But we like our holidays spread apart. Our first holiday's March. We're going away, and then I've got a couple more holidays booked. But apart from that, that's pretty much it. Again, I'm going to aim to 220 days. If I don't do it, I don't do it. But I'm pretty flexible on that, and we'll see. So I'm waffled on for 12 minutes nearly. Hope you're all doing well. Like and subscribe if you can. That'd be brilliant. Any questions? I do try and answer them. I was a bit lax over Christmas, to be honest. I weren't even looking. I didn't even look at the computer for 4 or 5 days. Didn't even turn it on. So I didn't even know what work was about. Well, roughly knew there weren't a lot of work from the other guys. But I say, hope you're doing all right. And we're back on the road this week. There should be a video at the end of the week for the week in the life this week. It'll be Tuesday to Friday. We'll speak then. Cheers.